Hi everybody, it's Rob Jurcec from OneKloudX. I thought I would come to you today to show you some functionality that I've been configuring for a demonstration that's planned in the next week. And the scenario is where you have a centralized sales team, and that centralized sales team is responsible for selling product or selling inventory for multiple subsidiaries. So it's a centralized sales team that is there to sell product across multiple subs. So they wear many hats for many different companies. Now, the limitation that most ERPs have is the level of transactions and the amount of data entry and intercompany bits of information that needs to happen in order to facilitate this process. So usually the way it works is you've got a buying subsidiary that is placing a sales order on another subsidiary where that subsidiary will have to therefore pick, pack and ship that requirement from that selling subsidiary in order to therefore transfer that stock to that selling subsidiary in order for them to process that order. So there's a lot of intercompany transactions that are happening, and a lot of and a lot of the time, a lot of this effort is actually can be removed if we actually have a right structure in place to handle it in the ERP. So I've just set up Netsuite to show you how that works. So let me just share you my screen. Okay, so currently I am logged in as a sales role for a OneKloudX holding demo environment that I've got up. And the actual example I'm going to be using is this particular product, 1030, which is a TPG lamp holder. And you can see that there is two different inventory locations across two different subsidiaries where stock is being held. So I'm going to show and create a sales order where I'm consuming all of this stock for this 20 HO location. And on the same sales order, I'm actually placing another line item for additional stock to be taken out of this 32 QLD, which is under this OneKloudX Lighting Proprietary Limited company. So if I jump in and create the actual sales order, I've just got it under my favorites. I'm in the sales order, create sales order transaction. If I end up hitting typing, obviously I'll start off with putting the customer in because we need the customer, which will therefore load the subsidiary in which the customer resides in. So once I select that customer, you will see that that customer is related to this OneKloudX Lights Australia, which has 1KX, which has 20 in stock. So if I go now and place this item, 100 30, which is this lamp holder, and it's telling me there's 54 available. As you can see, there's a total of 54 across the entire subsidiary network. So when you set this cross-subsidiary function up, what happens is you get a checkbox here that allows for cross-subsidiary fulfillment, which therefore brings these two particular fields on the line item level of the actual sales order. So what happens is when you don't tick it, all you're going to see are all the locations pertaining to this particular 1KX, OKX Australia sub, Lights Australia sub, which are all these particular warehouses. But then if I turn this on, I now am able to see the locations for every single subsidiary. So let's start off with the one that we were going to fulfill, which is the 20 available to sell on the 20 HO location. So let's go and choose 20 HO, and we're going to consume all this stock. Right. So they've obviously exceeded their credit limit, which is why it's giving me a warning. And then I will therefore create another line item for the same product, and going to be choosing the other location where the stock is at, which is a 32 QLD location. And you can see the subsidiary is a separate subsidiary. And we're going to place a quantity of 5. So in total, I can see that we're consuming the full 20 that is available. And at the same time, I'm also seeing that we're consuming 5 out of the 34, which is at the other subsidiary location. Now, let me save that. Now, once that's saved in NetSuite, that will obviously create the next step in the process to fulfill the sales order, which, as you can see, the sales order is currently pending fulfillment. So I'm going to jump into another role. Let me just move my face out of the way, and I'm going to jump into the warehouse manager role. So in the warehouse manager role, I have a reminder over here with 21 orders to fulfill. I'm going to click that, and I will see the 2 line items that have come up for the 2 separate inventory locations, one for the 20 HO and the other one for the 32 QRD with their respective subsidiaries. Now, because they are 2 separate warehouses, you have to process the 2 separate fulfillments. And it's quite easy to do. Let's just start off with the 20 HO. We're going to bulk the fulfillment from a particular location and filter it to only show the records that need to be fulfilled from that. So you can see it's now taken the other one away. We are going to, so you have the option to automatically fulfill if you click the automated fulfill button, but we're going to process this one manually. The status at the moment is picked just to process the transaction. I'm just going to move it from picked all the way to shipped, where in a normal situation, you'll have the pick process where you have the warehouse go and pick the product. You'll have the pack process where the warehouse will bring it to a staging location, they'll pack it, and then obviously once they've sent it out the door, they'll move it into the shipping status. So since this product is just a stock standard inventory product, with no need to really configure the products, you can see it's just picking the bin in which the quantity of 20 is sitting at. And then once you've done this, you fulfill the actual order. So this just fulfills that product at that 20 HO location. And now we have to do exactly the same thing for the other one at the 32 QLD location. So we'll fulfill that as well. So we'll move that into the ship status as well. And you'll be able to see which the actual bins that you're picking this product from. So we're picking 5, okay, and save. So once we've saved it, it's actually now come off the fulfillment, and now it's ready for invoicing. Now, you could have the invoicing process as part of the warehouse, but obviously, in this case, I have a demo environment that has an AR analyst. Now, the great thing about this is that all the intercompanies have happened in the background, right? And on top of that, you're generating one invoice to your customer. So you can see your sales order, which has 2 different line items across 2 different inventory locations across those separate subs. And we're actually creating a invoicing process for that. So I just wanted to quickly show you this functionality and show you how it all works. So I hope you enjoyed it.